How's it going, everybody? This is Beat the Bush. Today, I'm going to talk about the Peloton stock and its meteoric rise and fall. It was a pandemic stock. People had to stay at home, so they bought a lot of workout equipment, including this very, very premium and luxury Peloton bike. At the start of the pandemic, it was around $30. At the height of the pandemic, oh my gosh, $128. This is a fourfold increase. That was the worst time to buy into it because since the peak, till about 1 year later, or even now, it has lost about 95% of its value. Any stock that loses that much value is going to get a lot of disgruntled investors. Even people buying the product will get a whiff of its plummeting stock price. It's like no longer the hottest thing ever. You still have the Peloton bike at your house. The company went through some headlines. Just today, they announced a rebranding for a shift towards the mass consumer rather than the luxury consumer. Personally, I think this is a bad idea because it's just diluting their luxury brand. I just went to Valley Fair, which has a lot of luxury store right next to Peloton. And let me just admit the fact that this is kind of like backseat driving to be a CEO, but I can see from the consumer point of view what could be done. There are some nice to haves that I would like to see in the bike rather than this rebranding, because this is kind of like a low effort thing. It's like, oh, what can we do? They have a new subscription tier, there's a free tier, so then they risk alienating their luxury brand customers. You don't want to dilute it with less luxury products. Let's take a look at the types of products they have right now. If you're not familiar with Peloton, they mainly sell exercise bikes for $1,445. They marked it down from $1,500. It seems like they're really hurting. And they have this Peloton Bike Plus for $2,495. You might wonder, what's the difference? It looks kind of similar. Well, it has a swivel screen so that you can do other kind of exercises other than ride a bicycle, and it has an automatic adjusting tension for the bicycling. So as you're going through the workout, it can make the tension a little bit more difficult for you, so you don't have to keep on turning that knob. This is the Yesoul G1 Elephant 32-inch HD bike. You'll notice it has all these active monitoring features. Your calories, the distance traveled, your cadence, current output wattage, and also the resistance, which you can change with the knob down here. 45, now it's really, really hard to push. Riding on the road is a bit dangerous. You can get run over by cars. You don't even have to pay for the subscription if you don't like to. Simply cast your workout videos from YouTube onto this TV. It appears like an Apple TV and you just click play. I'm not gonna work out to my own face. Even when you're casting a YouTube video, you can see your cadence, output wattage, and your resistance percentage. Comes with two 1 kilogram weights and adjusts the seat back, height adjustment, water bottle tray. No special shoes, put your regular sneakers in there. If you have other kinds of workout, you can swivel it 180 degrees or go the other way as well. Lift it up until the wheels engage and then you can push it around. You can see how soft and comfortable the bike seat is. This is a budget workout bike that's about a third of the price of a Peloton. If you guys are interested in this bike, check out my affiliate link down in the video description below. They sell other things for running, for the Peloton Tread, Peloton Row, a Peloton Guide, which is a camera, and then you can lift weights. The camera will look at you and kind of monitor what the heck you're doing. They also sell apparels. They sell a shoe that goes with the bike. It locks onto the pedals. They also sell a mat for the bike to go onto the mat, and a heart rate band that pairs with the bike. As they came out of the pandemic, no one needs bikes anymore. People rather go out to classes at gyms. And for the customers that already could afford the bike, they already bought the bike, they don't need to upgrade, therefore their sales are going down. I think what they should do is really put a lot more R&D power into the bike, improving their core product so that they're adding features to it that no one has ever done before. So good that they need to upgrade from the Peloton Bike or Bike Plus. So what features am I talking about? I'm just going to go over some things that I just kind of thought about and I would like to have as a consumer. I know they can be done technically. I've never seen these in a bike. Maybe Peloton would like to adopt these ideas. If you are riding a bike and you're generating power, why not feed that power back into the bike to power itself? Or, which is next level, which they could integrate into a feature in a bike that's further down, which is to turn this into an AC grid tie bike. So you plug it back into the wall, you're pedaling, you're generating like 100 watts of electricity, and it's going right back into your house. I know there are regulations with grid tie systems, so possibly that might be a little difficult. I know a company can probably do this, but if they want it to be self-contained for now, they could put like a little mini battery bank, right? That can output like a couple hundred watts of power, enough to power itself, and possibly plug, USB stuff in it, plug small appliances into it that only consumes 100, 200 watts or so. So you can store the energy that you're generating, and then you can also use it later on, and then you can feel good about it, because I feel like a lot of these affluent customers, they are environmentally conscious. So if you know that you're generating some electricity and you can actually use it, you can go, haha, this electricity that we're using here is generated by me. A great feature to have, and it's totally possible. And this involves re-engineering that whole brake system, which has magnets to slow it down. So they have to turn this bike system into like a little motor and sort of put regen braking basically into this bicycle. And it's no easy task. They need an engineering department to do it. Right now, their Peloton Bike Plus has a 24-inch screen. Is this the biggest screen that would be comfortable to look at? Well, in the YesSoul, there's a 32-inch. I've been using it, and it's comfortable enough. It's not too big. I'd say any bigger than 32-inch would be too big. So they could potentially go to a bigger screen, just, to have another differentiator, to have like a Peloton Bike Elite. Currently, they have a heart rate band. They could potentially integrate the heart rate monitor right into the handlebars, just like some of the treadmills they have. So if you add an incline and turn it into an automatic incline, as you play the videos, it will show you if you're going uphill, increase the incline and decrease it. It's sort of like in my NordicTrack treadmill. They should add in an automatic fan. In bike workout exercise classes, I see them have external fans and they're blowing all this air. They could potentially build this right into the bike, right next to the screen, and blow at you so you can cool yourself as you're riding. They could add in a scented fan. If you're riding through the woods, have some wood scent come out, scent generation. This is all VR stuff. You can go as crazy as you want, and you can have a hot or cold fan. You have an AC built in, blow very, very cold air at you, blow hot air at you if you want. Terrain bump generation. If you're riding on the real road, maybe people enjoy a little bit of rockiness to it. Not like a lot, kind of make it feel like you're actually riding a real bike. That's possible. The Apple Vision Pro is coming out. They could integrate their app into this, play videos through a VR goggle. So you're riding your bike, you can look around. How awesome is that? And they can sell you some sweat-friendly attachments to the Vision Pro. They can go and generate VR bike riding content. So you can play these videos, have a 360-degree view, add in the ability to connect with friends and ride together. So as you have the VR on, you can look left or right, and then you can see your friends. Of course, when they make the VR content, it will be a completely separate app, right? Because not everyone has the Vision Pro. It's super expensive, and it's right up the alley of these affluent buyers of the Peloton bike. They can afford the Vision Pro. They can strap this thing on, ride their bike, and it'll be a completely new experience. With that, they can sell a Peloton VR app, workout content in the VR space. How cool is that? Right now, it's positioned as a workout class. You have someone standing in front of you and they're rooting you on, but then there's other ways to root yourself on, sort of like those Wii Fit game styles. And you have to make it rewarding as you are biking and you cross certain milestones. It makes a jingling sound like when you're playing casino slot machines, right? That makes you have a little bit of endorphins and make you feel like, oh yeah, you're doing something great. Ride against bike characters, riding right alongside famous bike riders. You're racing against them. So you see where they are, and then you can, try to ride as fast as possible and try and catch up. They can also do a bike gear simulation, have up-down levers to change your bike gear like as in real bike. In a real bike, when you change the gear up, the resistance suddenly becomes one step higher. But as you go faster and faster, the resistance becomes a bit lower. So they can do a simulation like that where you can enable it to make it seem like a real bike gear shift. Why would anybody want this? Well, make it seem more like a real bike, because if it's raining outside, you want the biking experience indoors. This is a way to make it more realistic. If there is something like this, I might actually even buy one myself. And the types of things I am suggesting here would turn this Peloton bike into a tech company. Peloton announced a recall of their Tread Plus treadmill after one child death due to risk of injury. So if you look at the design of the Tread Plus and the regular Tread, it looks like a tank tread. Right at the bottom over here, as the treadmill is running, the tread moves from the top and it goes back down on the bottom here. And if you have anything stuck at the front over here, it's going to suck it right in. This becomes like a friction point and a sucking point where it's going to grab whatever it touches and pull it underneath this treadmill. If you look at the regular tread, there is a bar at the very beginning so that nothing gets sucked in there. So this is a fiasco, and it's one of the things that led to their downfall of their stock. They're earning good revenue from 2018 to 2021, making a slight loss because they're just spending a little bit too much. But look at this revenue of 3.5 billion, and they made a net loss of 2.8 billion. They lost 2.8 billion. This is a lot to lose. Let's look at the quarterly. What happened here? Looking at their balance sheet over here, total assets. They were doing pretty well in terms of increasing their assets compared to their liabilities. But then, oh my gosh, in 2022, they have $4 billion of assets and 3.4 billion of liabilities. It's hard to increase purchases of a product just by waving a wand. You need to make a really, really good product. And I think adding must-have features is probably one of them. A swivel screen is like, come on, it's just a swivel. It's like there's no technology involved with it. I like the adjustable tension, but I'm not sure if that's worth $1,000. I think those features, to me, a reasonable increase would have been about $500 instead. Just to remind you guys, I'm not recommending to buy nor sell the stock. Personally, I don't hold any Peloton stock, nor do I plan to buy any in the near future. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe for more.